Well, hopefully Tyler comes back and isn't run off by the jumping in. So yeah, it's a morning of being late for coaches. So Bill got some extra beauty sleep for 5 a.m. this morning, and I was a few minutes late, which is unusual, but you all do a great job finding things to talk about. Uh, so now we can now we can be on track, right? We're talking about the final week of routines and healthy routines, just a way to wrap it up and talk through things. It's been all about some facts, and this week I was trying to write about how to make it your own. Because if it's yours, more ownership, more follow through, works better for you. So the highlight of Monday was a few reminders of first make it tied to your own strengths and weaknesses, not just somebody else's. Like you see something and think, I'll try that, but you have to customize it more to what you're good at and what you're trying to focus on, which leads me to say, make sure your goals are evaluated based on you, not on somebody else's definition of success, but just yours. Where are you making progress? Are you getting to where you want to be? And then, of course, rest and relaxation has to be a part of your routine. So just taking time to remind you of that. That's different than sleep, right? Sleep's its all different task altogether, 7 to 9 hours, aim for that. But just rest and relaxation so you have margin in case something comes up, or if you need to get a little bit more rest or pay attention to something, it should be in um, that schedule. And then if you do want to make a change, remember, don't burn the whole thing down at once. Find some particular percentages or certain areas. Maybe it's about a morning, or it's a certain day, or there's a certain sequence you want to change. Just do it incrementally. If you're going to try and modify your routine, don't do too much at once, or you'll kind of lose that momentum. You might get discouraged, and that routine you worked really hard on suddenly is not happening at all. And of course, sharing what you're going to work on with people, maybe writing it out, printing it out, putting it in very particular places, things you'll come across it, giving it to people who care about you is a great way to seal the deal and be able to check in with them regularly as you go forward. So really has been a good month to talk through those things. But as we wrap it up, I was thinking of some final comments of how to really not be ashamed or anything like that, just to kind of embrace your own routine. So I came across a website that talked about some very interesting aspects of other people's routine. You probably have heard of some of these people, right? Picasso, Beethoven, and Maya Angelou. So here's some facts about the routine they kept. During the time after Picasso moved from Mount Marty to Montparnasse amid his rising fame, he ate nothing but vegetables, fish, rice pudding, and grapes. His typical workday saw him work from 2 p.m. through dusk, but on Sundays he would not leave his apartment, which had a dog, 3 Siamese cats, and a monkey named Monina. So if you want to lock yourself in on Sundays, make sure you have a dog, 3 cats, and a monkey, and you'll do better. Picasso had a wiener dog too? Okay. That was his dog. Lump. Okay. Picasso's wiener dog. Anybody short of cash? There you go. That wasn't on my website, but thank you for adding it, Bill, of Picasso's wiener dog. Name lumped. Yes, we'll get that on the video. Beethoven, in the morning, he would count out precisely 60 coffee beans before brewing the cup that was his morning breakfast. Also part of his routine were his unusual bathing habits, which led to a deep meditative state, but he would pour pitchers of water over himself while singing, pacing the room, then pausing to jot something down and doing that over and over and over again. Beethoven.
He did when he was deaf already, because it was driving him nuts, of course, because he couldn't hear anything. And so he'd go around the room mumbling because he was thinking beautiful music in his head. And in order to stay awake so he could finish his thoughts and write things down, he'd dump that water over his head.
Apparently, there was so much more knowledge in this room. Here we go. More Beethoven facts. And I'm feeling good that my websites are not just made up, right? That there's some legitimacy to them. That's always the risk, I suppose. Finally, Maya Angelou. Any experts on Maya Angelou? Just checking. See. She could never work in her own home. So each morning at 6:30 a.m., she would leave for a hotel where she paid to have a modest room just for writing in. In it, she kept a dictionary, a Bible, a deck of cards, and a bottle of sherry. She would work from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., after which she was done working for the day and wouldn't think about it again. So very routine-oriented people. And it's just this idea of those are very unique. Some of us have wiener dogs, others don't. Maybe some of you count out 60 coffee beans in the morning, but that kind of leads us to my questions this morning of like, have you heard of somebody else having a very unique thing in their routine that maybe surprised you or inspired you or you thought was just very interesting as you think about other people through the years and their routines that they keep? Anything come to mind? Or, of course, any other interesting facts that you all know about other people's routines is just fine too. Yeah. Be thinking about it. Some examples that was interesting this morning upon retirement. Someone said, I knew someone who kept getting up at that 4:30 time and getting dressed and then would have to figure out what to do the rest of the day. But just after Gary shot that down very quickly and shook his head. But just realizing that, hey, if you're used to it for that many years, it's like keep it going and then you have to figure out the rest. So there's some compassion in that, of course, to trying to figure out what do you do. But there is some really commendations to give of like that kind of discipline that just exists and keep going, I think is very good. How about for yourself? Is there a unique aspect to your routine or something you have to do as regularly as possible to feel good? And I'm taking away the easy Sunday school answer if you can't say the gym right away, because you all get gold stars for being here. But what is there something else besides coming to the gym that you do in your routine that is like 60 coffee beans or pouring water over your head or drinking sherry between 7 and 2?
I have to make my bed every day.
Make your bed every day. That's good.
I always do my devotions with my cup of coffee when I get out of bed, make my breakfast, and then I sit down in my recliner with my devotions and my coffee. That is every morning.
That's good. Good stuff.
I will have my fiber drink.
And a fiber drink. Very good, Lauren. That's right. That's right. Okay. Look out the window and say it's a good day. I mean, these are great. Any others? Will has no routine in the morning? Yeah. I mean, these are great examples of the things you have to do every day. As usual, answering my own question, one of the blessings I have is been meeting with the same guys for breakfast for over 20 years, every 2 to 3 weeks. So it's an example of the opportunity to meet maybe monthly or do something routine oriented that's monthly that helps guide you and be able to go forward. And so I'm glad we're all still around. They've certainly helped me, being mentors to me, those kind of things. So even if it's daily or weekly or monthly or even quarterly, your routine can have some familiarity to it and some really big anchors that help you thrive. So thanks for the feedback on those. And you can exchange more ideas through the workout today and go from there. Some final comments just about how to make these routines as personable as possible, as your own as possible. Flexibility, right? You have to be flexible with your routine. If you're not modifying that, tweaking that, based on feedback you're getting or based on what's working or what not, it's going to drive itself into the ground. It's going to be frustrating. It's not going to be able to be completed. So give yourself some flexibility with it. Two other phrases I've mentioned this month: self-confidence. You have to kind of believe in yourself that you have this ability and this worth to establish this routine. It's going to lead to good things for you. And then self-efficacy, that you can implement all of these changes that you're trying to do, that you can follow through on it and achieve those outcomes. And then finally, just like when you talk about sleeping and trying to get back on track, or eating in a good way so you have the energy you need and not crashing and riding the roller coaster, routines have to be cared for just as diligently and carefully as that you're really paying attention to it in the morning, throughout the day, at night, reflecting on it, trying to make sure it's growing, because routines, I think, are these dynamic kind of living type things that we have to pay attention to for it to thrive. And without it, it's not going to work very well. So a really good month to talk through healthy routines and come at it from lots of different angles. But this week, make it your own. Integrate those things in that you don't have to second guess, and they're just automatic. All these ideas this morning and others that have been shared are all really, really good because then you know it helps you, and that's what really counts. So nice to be back at 9 a.m. after being gone last week. We've got a bonus week next week as we bridge September, October. We'll do something different next week for that. And then we'll have a new topic for the other 4 weeks of October. So good to see everybody. Have a good day. All right. Thank you.